Hello everyone, I'm Katie and welcome to my channel. Today's video is about how long it should take you to finish a piece of art. Any piece of art, a painting, a drawing, a sketch, anything. I've been asked about this a few times in the past, and I do think it is a question some beginners might wonder about, because I honestly did when I was a beginner as well. Sometimes I'd feel as if I was taking forever to finish a painting, and I was only halfway done. Other times I'd feel as if I got a piece finished in no time at all, which sparked the question, what is the right amount of time I should spend on a painting/drawing until I can officially call it finished? Before I give you the answer to that, let's take into consideration all the factors that play a part in it. Factor number 1. The medium you're working on. If you're working more than just one medium, for example you paint in oils and you also draw with charcoal, or if you like me and you use all the mediums available under the sun because using just one medium all the time is boring, you know that some mediums simply take longer to work than others. Oils, for example, is a slow medium. Oil paints take a long time to dry. You need to work in stages. You need to let those paints dry in between layers, otherwise you'll create a muddy painting. Even if you use a fast drying medium like liquid, it still will take a while to dry. You need to know when it's time to stop and wait for the paint to dry, so you can keep on working on that painting without making mud. Watercolors, on the other hand, dry very fast. Even if you need for them to dry in between layers so you don't create paint mud, you can just use an air dryer, dry your paint, and keep on working. All mediums, from the most traditional oil paints to the modern digital mediums, have their pros and cons, and they play a factor on how long it takes you to finish a piece. Factor number 2, the size of your piece. Larger pieces take just longer. You have more area to fill in, so naturally it's going to take you longer to do it. The larger it is, the longer it will take you to finish. A wall mural is obviously going to take you much longer to finish than a standard 21 by 30 cm piece. Also, if you are a beginner, I recommend not working on large pieces right away, because having a big area to fill in might be a bit overwhelming. Start smaller, and slowly increase the size of your projects as you get more experienced and comfortable with your technique. Factor number 3, how experienced you are. If you're just getting started in your art journey, you will spend more time figuring out things. You'll spend more time learning, you'll make mistakes, you'll need time to get used to your materials, so by consequence, it might take you longer to finish a piece. This goes for all things in life, not just art. It's simply that you're beginning, you're learning, you don't have things figured out yet. Once you start to gain more experience, your rhythm will flow more naturally. You will spend less time figuring out how your materials work or how a certain technique looks on a given piece. Therefore, you will become faster. Factor number 4, the quality of the materials you use. Now, I'm not a believer that you need to use the best of the best, the most expensive materials in order to make real art. Far from it. I do use cheap $1 store materials myself. However, what matters here is quality. And the reason why it matters is, if you're using poor quality materials, you'll most likely spend more time fighting them than actually working. A good quality product will aid you in your work. And again, let me rephrase that quality does not mean the most expensive. There are a lot of art materials which are considered student grade that are not crazy expensive and will allow you to make marvelous work without getting frustrated over the fact they simply don't work how they are supposed to. Art material recommendations is a matter for a whole other video, a handful of videos in fact, so if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. Factor number 5, the style you're working on. By style I mean, are you working on a hyper-realistic portrait, or are you working on a cartoon character? Usually, the more detailed a piece is, the longer it will take you to finish. Even within the same art style, different kinds of art will take a different amount of time to finish. An anatomy study sketch will take significantly less time than a fully detailed portrait painting or a landscape, for example. And finally, factor number 6, your personal pace. Even if all the other factors I said before play a part in how long it takes you to finish a piece, The most important factor is your personal pace. Remember that I said in the beginning of the video that I'll give you the answer to the question, how long is too long to finish a piece of art? Well, the answer is, there is no real answer as to how long it should take you to finish something. Some people may finish an illustration within a handful of hours, while a similar illustration takes you 30 or 40 hours. Or the opposite, you might finish a painting within a few hours, while you see other artists of a similar level than you take much longer. And this is alright, there is no rule. It's all about what rhythm is most comfortable for you. If the most comfortable pace for you is to take your time and take 60 hours to finish an illustration, then take 60 hours to finish it. I know you've probably heard this before, but don't compare yourself to others. Your art is all about you, and the most important aspect is for you to enjoy it fully. The only thing I'll tell you to look out for is if you're unsure of when you can call your piece finished. Some beginner artists start to hate their own art because it doesn't look how they want to. And in those cases, more often than not, it's because you think your art is finished when it's not quite there yet. And my only advice to that is, if you think your artwork might not be finished yet, it's because it most likely isn't. Spend some more time on it, refine details and render it out a bit more. You'll be surprised what spending some extra time on an illustration can do to how it ends up looking once it's truly finished. In conclusion, there are some factors that play a part in how long does it take you to finish a piece of art. However, there is no right or wrong answer as to exactly how long it should take. The most important factor is you and the rhythm you're comfortable with. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I'm sure you will enjoy the one that's appearing on your screen right now. If you have any questions you want me to answer or any topic you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on my social media to keep up with all my work. Links are all in the description below. Bye everyone!